Hi there. Welcome to YC Live here on it's Monday, July 14th. We're back at you to bring you some tips and tricks to how to better manage your business and to be more efficient and effective and hopefully without all the hassle that you normally have to deal with. So if you're joining us for the first time, hello and welcome. If you're joining us for, the fourth or fifth or every time, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate y'all taking the time to take a look at us, whether you're joining us here on Monday at 7:08 or you're joining us sometime in the future. We definitely appreciate your time. So today we're going to tackle a topic that's I think is on everyone's front of mind. Especially if you do work, your work involves the internet in any way, shape, or form, which pretty much is probably every business these days. Whether you're solely web based or you use a social media platform to advertise for your business, you use some sort of software to manage your business, then you are probably at some point connected to the internet. And in that case, there is the question of security. Is all your personal data, your client's data secure? And so we're going to tackle this topic of cyber security. So in today's digital world, is the threat of cyber attacks keeping you up at night? I think it probably could be a very scary situation. Just worried about, it feels like, everybody has all the information about everybody. There's nothing private anymore. Would you say, Kevin? And so this idea of cyber attacks, it could potentially keep you up at night. So for small businesses, a single breach can be devastating. It could cause us to lose customer trust, data, even money. We could definitely lose a lot of potential future sales because of a breach of that trust, of that security. So it's scary, but protecting your business online is simpler than you might think. So if you're joining us and you have a business that does some work online, we would love to hear what your biggest cybersecurity concern is right now. Is it loss of client data? Is it all these phishing attacks and malware and just loss of personal data? What is your biggest cybersecurity concern right now? We'd love to hear it. Well, you don't have to be an IT expert to have solid digital defenses. So we're going to give you three essential steps to creating those digital defenses. So tip number one is going to be what you probably see every time you log into a new website: strong passwords. And this thing that's become very, very popular these days is multi-factor authentication. So it seems like an inconvenience. Do you have to deal with this, Kevin? A
Yeah.
lot of websites are now implementing multi-factor authentication. I log in and then it requires me to also tap on my phone that that it's me, to enter some kind of code that it sent me in my email or in a text message. It's just an extra step. It seems like an inconvenience, but
It's like a
this
whole field sobriety test just to get into you.
that's right. Can you do the
Yeah,
alphabet
goodness
backwards?
gracious.
It seems like a to do,
Yeah, well, it is.
but it is a to do. But it is an absolute foundation
Oh,
to
yeah, it's so
good
important.
cyber security. Using unique, complex passwords, even though you have to remember them all for every account, and enabling multi factor authentication, which is a second code that's usually something that's sent to your phone on every platform that you have the option to do that. Now, I did mention a unique password for every site, for every login that you are required to enter a login. Now that seems like a lot to have to remember. Okay, did I put a two or a four? Did I have an exclamation point or a comma? What did I use? What were the requirements? The number of characters? Every website's different. And so this is where a password manager comes into play. Maybe you're old school and you write them all down in a notebook that you keep secure in your office, or you use a trusted password manager. It is definitely very, very important to have unique, strong passwords and to enable, multi-factor. authentication every chance you can. That's going to be your best defense against unauthorized access. There are people out there whose whole career is made from stealing personal information, financial information. There are unsavory characters out there who don't mind stealing your information if they can find a way in. And the thing about using the same password on multiple sites is once they get one, right, now they have access to all your other information. And it's very, very advanced these days. All the um, malicious activity on the internet, and everything's it seems like it's cloud based these days, and so there's access everywhere. It's convenient in a lot of ways, but it also leaves us open to potential attacks. So having two layers, at least two layers of authentication, might seem like a pain, a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's absolutely worth it uh, for because it is your best defense against unauthorized access. All right, so that's tip number one is to use strong passwords and multi-factor authentication everywhere you can. Step number two is going to be to secure your cloud storage and communications. So if you are not already using some sort of cloud storage, you can use things like Google Drive, Dropbox, other cloud tools. Understand their privacy settings. That's very important. You can also use these cloud storage and communications to share files securely. And most of these offer encrypted communication platforms for sensitive client information. So you want to be very mindful about what you click, what personal data you share, where you go, and so you can ensure that what you're sharing with the right people, and you're sharing the right information. So that's another tip for you. And then the third tip is going to be to back up everything regularly and offsite, right? So you want to definitely use cloud storage and communications, use their data privacy settings, their security encryptions, and those sort of things in order to ensure that it is a secure communication. But you also want to have something to back it up. That's going to be your ultimate safeguard. If your computer crashes, you get hit by some sort of ransomware or malware, having a recent backup of all your important business documents and data saved to an external hard drive, or you can, in that way, also use a cloud backup service. That means you can recover quickly. So, one other key to this having everything backed up is to test your backups, right? I know I'm putting it on this hard drive, but you never check to make sure that it's saved, that it wasn't corrupted in some way. You do want to regularly check that your backups are secure and also that they're complete. So that's going to be our three tips for today. Kind of short and sweet, even though it's a really, really important topic, this cybersecurity. It impacts everything that we do from business to personal lives. But we definitely want to use secure passwords, multi-factor authentication. If you have a website that requires clients to, or have a product or service that requires customers to provide you with personal information, you want to make sure you have a way of protecting that information. And you need to be able to communicate to your customers that their information is protected. I remember my sister telling the story about how she went to a fast food restaurant. This is back when we were in college, and she gave her credit card to the cashier at the fast food restaurant, and the cashier said, "Oh, we have to run the cards in the back because our system's down up here." And she said she saw the fast food worker go to the back, grab a notebook, write down her card information, and then scan it in the machine, right? So, of course, she went home and she canceled the card. She said that was highly suspicious behavior. And so we want to make sure our customers know they can trust us. And so we do that by providing them secure websites in order to enter their information, and by making sure that we're securing their information to the best of our abilities. Now, we know it's not a perfect system. And so there are ways that we'll talk about in just a minute about if you think the data has been breached in some way, either your personal financial information, your business data, or your customers' information. We'll talk about some tips on what to do in that instance. But for now, we'd love to hear what's one simple security habit you've adopted that's giving you more peace of mind. And if you're in a place where, oh, I don't have peace of mind because I haven't adopted any simple security habits or complex security habits for that matter, then we'd love to hear about that too.
Yeah, so we're not lawyers, of course. We're just want to throw that out there, and you should definitely seek legal counsel and have the proper paperworks, disclosures, and all that kind of stuff that you need to have, to work with your clients or customers. You probably already have that if you're in business. If not, take that serious as well. You want to make sure that liabilities are put where they should be, and because there's all kinds out there. You're going to deal with the public, then you got to be prepared for about anything. And
that's true. And a lot of business insurance providers
insurance is a yes
provide a cybersecurity clause or add-on.
That's right.
So if you do a lot of activity online, and most of your business, if your business especially is web-based, then that could absolutely work in your favor. Like you said, we're not lawyers or insurance salesmen for that matter,
and we're not cybersecurity experts either. We're financial business mindset consultants, and we just so happen to appreciate the importance of this subject, and we want to get y'all's feedback. If you have experienced issues with it or worried about certain things, we'd like to talk about that. We have our specialties. This would not be our specialty, but it is something that we know our clients deal with in general. So if it's on y'all's radar, if it's on their radar, then it's on our radar. And so it's very important. Any business, if nothing else, just for you to remember to deal with these issues on your own or seek counsel for it from an expert. So. But as far as what we deal with, you want to tell them how to contact. They might notice something different on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Your Consulting LLC, what Kevin is mentioned is that we believe that peace of mind is crucial for your business, for the growth of your business and the success of your business. We are not only financial consultants, but as you said, business mindset consultants, and so that peace of mind is huge. And so we want you to know that you can have peace of mind when it comes to cybersecurity. And so we do have a free small business cybersecurity checklist, and that will provide you simple, actionable steps that's tailored for small businesses to protect your digital assets and client data. So we want to try to give you an idea of how you can implement robust security measures to fortify your digital defenses and protect your business from cyber threats. And we all know that you might not have a huge IT budget, but if you would like that resource, you can comment secure in the chat right now, and we'll send you the link. And so Kevin also mentioned on your screen, we have a QR code. Let's see if I can get it there. And that also, that will take you to our small business health checkup. And so we would love to get some feedback from you on your business. And also, hopefully, the questions there will help you to think about your business and your goals and give you a new perspective maybe on your own small business. It'll help us as far as giving us more information about what small business owners deal with day in, day out. And it'll also hopefully give you a new perspective on your business, maybe some things you haven't thought about lately. And we'd love to hear from you. If you can scan that QR code that's up here in the corner. You can also go to our website, yourconsultingllc.com, and if it'll ask you if you're ready to do what it takes to propel your business and yourself into the future. I think I used the word propel.
You added that, huh?
I did. I did. Well,
it's a good word.
I had a shortened character count when it came to Facebook's about section. I was trying to fit us into a.
You don't like crawl the ladder of success.
Well,
slowly, it's propel.
Progress is progress, but propel does have something to it, doesn't it? It does. It does makes you think of rocket.
I've been watching the Blue Angels stuff lately.
Yes,
so,
propulsion.
Speaking of that, yeah.
Yeah,
wow,
right.
cool.
Those folks deal with it in a very unique way.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to propel your business and yourself into a growth state and into this place of confidence and clarity and peace of mind in your business, that you know what are the best decisions for your business and that you have the confidence to make those decisions. So one way that we want to do that is that QR code. So if you want to go there or go to our website and click the link that says I'm ready to do what it takes to bring my business into the future and to know what that looks like and to make steps in a positive way for your business, there is an opportunity to do that there.
I'll just reiterate what she said earlier, just so it didn't get glossed over. The two reasons for those questions, well, one is to provide information to us so that we can provide you a customized feedback. Okay, we're going to prepare actual customized feedback for anybody that clicks on there today, that decides to take the time, probably 10, 15 minutes maybe out of your day to fill out that sheet. Also, it's providing you clarity. It helps you know what to ask yourself. It's just some guiding questions so that you can get that, like we keep saying, clarity, so that we can make the best decisions so far as we see it for each of our individual businesses, and to continue to survive and thrive. To stay in business and to help those that we are called to serve. And I just want to make sure that you know that it's not just for us; it's more for you, so that you can take that time and sit down and really reflect on what you have going on. Sometimes you're so busy doing the tasks, the daily tasks and the to-dos, and you getting the deliverables, as we call it, the products or services done, and the operations of the business. And it's just very important to remember that you have other parts of your business too. You're focusing some strategic effort on your marketing and sales and your finances, and that all stems from your mindset and the actions, the things that you put in place, the systems that you put in place, the policies and procedures in your organization, and how you go about doing business. But remember, you got to keep getting people in, and you got to keep serving them, which is what you're doing. But you also have to account for all this data that you're accumulating too. Hopefully, you're accumulating it. And what else you got to say, dear?
Well, that's all very, very true. So the only thing I wanted to add is that if you do suspect that your personal data or your customer data has been breached,
yes.
if you suspect that, I mean, the first thing you want to do as soon as you realize there's a risk, just unplug your computer, disconnect from the internet at least. If a malicious person has infected your computer, disconnect from the internet and stem the flow of information to that person. You'll also want to change all your passwords.
You don't punch the wall first.
I mean, and then you can punch
the wall or stomp. No expletives.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, no.
Well, no promises.
But unplug first, right?
That's right. That's right.
She's serious.
Disconnect from the internet. Okay. That's going to be your first step. Just disconnect from that breach, and then of course you'll need to change all the effective passwords wherever they have taken data from. If you're using that password for any other sites, you'll want to change all those passwords, and you'll want to use a different device to do so, because it could have also infected your computer. Even if you're disconnected from the internet, it could still have, as soon as you reconnect that computer or that device, it might just start running its malware or ransomware or whatever issue that it has.
Whatever kind of wares it may have.
Underwear. You do want to focus on, especially if the breach involves your email or your banking financial information, then you definitely want to start there and lock all those down. Contact your financial institution, and let them know that you suspect there was a breach and you might need to change account information, or otherwise notify them that there could be an issue with someone stealing either your financial information or your actual money. So,
and if you need to talk, talk to whatever counsel, that you just take those steps as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And yeah, seek help from a professional if you're out of your depth. Absolutely. I would be quickly out of my depth.
Yes.
Even a short consultation can really save you significant headaches. Because the other thing is, and we've probably all experienced this.
Have we?
Something like AT&T, it happened with them recently. I'm not sure if you do business with AT&T. I received an email because my cell coverage is with AT&T, and I received an email saying that some data had been compromised.
That's reassuring.
I know. They said it couldn't. Right. They said it wasn't any personally identifiable. They had all the jargon, but at the same time, they were legally required to notify customers that there was a breach, and so
it's kind of like 30 days later when the water company sends you, a letter in the mail and says you had, abundance of E. coli 30 days ago in the water.
You're okay.
Well, yeah. I hope you're still alive to get the letter.
Oh man.
That kind of thing.
No, it's true. But if your business is,
cover the tail, so.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it is true. If your client data was compromised, you may be legally required to notify those customers of the breach.
Yes.
So you definitely want to speak with a professional. There are cybersecurity professionals. You may speak with a lawyer who specializes in cybersecurity or something like that, or consult with a professional.
And have that insurance she was talking about. I'm pretty safe to say that you need to, definitely seek that out. So that in situations like this, or before situations like this,
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you are your first and bestest defense. So educating yourself.
The bestest defense.
First and bestest.
The bestest.
Firstest and bestest.
I'm having a hard time being serious. And this is a serious topic.
It's a serious.
This is like the least serious I've been in any video. But
so understand that you are your first and best defense. So educate yourself on the common threats and best practices. Like, we've given you a few tips, but honestly, there's so much data out there that you could access with a simple Google search.
You're telling them now to go steal data
search engine.
on this?
No. Yes.
On how to prevent people from stealing your data?
No, just search it out. Stay informed. New scams. I feel like every other day.
Oh, yeah. Be careful out there. There's people calling, texting. If you don't know, they're trying all these things. They're saying that they're the government, trying to get a hold of you through text.
Immediately.
Don't go buy money orders and send them. You're not going to get $1 million from from King, whoever over there
in Nigeria.
Yeah, his grandson. No, he probably
Eden, his grandson did.
Yeah, I mean, just as soon as he gets back home, he's not going to send you $1 million. I mean, just so you know.
Oh, you're telling me that GoFundMe?
We've got things to talk about after the video.
The GoFundMe for that person I knew back in high school.
We've got things. We'll talk about this later.
Been in prison in Puerto Rico.
We'll talk about it later.
But he never lied to me.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. You don't think he did. But you get the point. He's very skeptical.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he is. And if you're just not sure, do a search. Definitely do a Google search, at least to start, and then ask around. You might have if you're older, you might have younger relatives that are more familiar with it. I don't know your situation, but it's very prevalent. There are people that are devoted to scamming people these days. If you don't know that, I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
It's a shame. And
they're good. Some of them are real good. They're so bad, but they're good.
Yes.
Yeah, they're good at being bad.
They'd apply their genius in a
good
way instead of an evil
enterprise
way.
they could construct.
Well, we do have also in that cybersecurity checklist that you can get by putting secure in the chat for this video. We will give you some information as far as some tips on how to spot scams. There are some common, grammatical errors, web links that don't lead to the website that they say they're going to. And there's some ways that you can hopefully spot a scam.
They call it phishing.
That's right.
Fishing,
that's right.
Fishing for a fool, but
they are.
something.
They are. So there's some tips that we can provide if you're not familiar with them. But like Kevin said, just be careful out there. There are new scams and vulnerabilities. Seems like every single day. The more connected we are, the more at risk we are. So not to be all Debbie Downer and scare tactics, but the truth is, you do want to take very good care of your own personal and business information, your financial information, and your customers.
And that's
really the key.
I got to say something on the mindset, on the mind part of it, and emotions, since that's just what I do every once in a while, huh? It's something. This arose right now in my thought process. If you have been scammed, it's easy to feel guilt or shame or feel isolation or like you're the only one. Trust me, I've been there. Okay. You're not the only one. You shouldn't be ashamed. You shouldn't feel guilty. It wasn't your fault. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you couldn't have done things different, but with the information you had, you did what you did, and that was the best you could do at the time. So you got to get past that. You got to tell the appropriate person if something needs to be done about it. A lot of times it's hard for authorities unless they have some, clear, definitive information for them to do something about it. But I still reached out when it happened to me. It's just easy to sit in shame when you make a mistake or when you're scammed. So get out of that if you can, please. Let me just tell you, I want to encourage you that you shouldn't be ashamed. And you shouldn't dwell and be pitiful about it. You got to move forward. We've got to move forward in life, right? We got to continually, get up, shake it off, and move forward. No matter what we go through, we'll all go through hard things. So that's all I got to say about that. Don't sit in shame if you were scammed, but let's do something to do better and not
learn from it.
And to learn from it. That's it. Exactly right. Good. Yes, learn from it. That's what I've done. That's what we should do. Yes. So, and if it's your first time seeing one of our videos, I encourage you to go check out some of our previous. We're about on our 10th video or something, our 10th live. Just stay tuned. Follow us at Your Consulting LLC or Tiffany or me. Look for our updates and announcements. We'll be having another one of these in the next couple of days, and it will not be about cybersecurity. It'll be about another topic. We won't tell you right now, but just stay tuned. Check in. If you can only stay for 10 or 20 minutes, then usually the first part is going to give you the topic, and at least that'll be top of mind. You get some of this in. If you can, stay with us. Continue to stay with us, and we encourage you to visit the website.
And actually, I'm going to try something
different
here. I'm going to see about if we can share. That is our website, www.yourconsultingllc.com. It has a link, as hopefully you can see right now, that says, I'm ready to do what it takes. If you are ready to do what it takes to build a profitable, sustainable business without the burnout, that's the important part there.
Yes.
And so just click on that link. It'll also take you to the same place as the QR code did previously. So Kevin, if you want to click us back.
And we put this, I'm ready to do what it takes, because we want you to remember that it really is up to you. We will guide you. We will help. We have the resources, the information, the wisdom, knowledge to assist and to help and to coach. But we want to work with people who actually want to put in the work, the effort, who have already done a certain amount. So if you're just off track, if you're feeling burnout, wearing all the hats, you're feeling either lonely in leadership or fear that you're going to fail, these common things that we struggle with, or it could just be something as simple as you're confused about your finances. But that's really our wheelhouse. It's sitting in the common mental blocks, and the common financial issues that we see. Whereas your books are just out of order, your strategy, you want some predictors of what might happen in business in the future. We'll set you up with some systems. So that's kind of where we sit. But cybersecurity being very important, we wanted to talk about that tonight. And were you going to say something else?
Oh, no, that'll do us. I'm going to take us back to sharing our screen here.
Want to encourage y'all, right?
Absolutely.
Be bold, be resolved, stay strong, keep going. We love y'all. And Tiffany can send us out.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you for joining us again. We'll see you again next time.
Don't hesitate to reach out. Y'all have a good night.